Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is May the 6th, 2011. Today we're going to discuss the grand jury. All about the grand jury, what a grand jury does, what it's about, and what you will have to do if you are in fact impaneled. As most of you know, I have just served on the grand jury for 2 months. First time in my life ever. Although I had served on petit juries before. Most of you guys are probably familiar with petit juries, but not grand juries. So let's discuss the two different juries and how they differ. The most common type of jury is the petit jury, which is the kind you always see on TV, such as shows like Ben Matlock, where you got a group of 12 people listening to evidence on one particular case, and you have to decide whether that person is innocent or guilty in that particular case. A grand jury, however, is totally different and has nothing in common. A grand jury is composed of 23 people who meet 1 day a week for 9 weeks and discuss many cases per day. The grand jury does not discuss whether a person is guilty or innocent. We don't make that judgment. What we do is, evidence is presented to us from an ADA, an assistant district attorney. He'll discuss a particular case and he'll bring in one witness, which is usually a cop. He will discuss the case with the cop and ask the cop relevant questions. Upon completion, he will then ask the grand jurors if we have any questions of either the cop or the law. We will then deliberate on the case, and we have to decide not whether the guy's guilty or innocent, but whether enough evidence exists to bring this case to trial. Hypothetical situation. A cop is sitting on Riverside Drive doing routine patrol, observes a 1990 Honda Accord drive by with black glass and one headlight out. He pulls the car over for a motor vehicle infraction, and when the driver opens his door, a plume of marijuana smoke comes emanating out of the window. When the cop looks in the window, he sees a big bag of reefer on the front seat. He arrests the driver for driving under the influence, possession of CDS, controlled dangerous substance, and possession with intent to distribute. The case is then sent to the grand jury, and we have to decide whether or not sufficient evidence exists to push forward. Now, in most cases, the evidence is cut and dry, like the one I just described to you. Obviously, the guy had weed on the front seat. It was in plain sight. So we would push that case forward, it would go to trial, and the petit jury would decide what to do. Okay? Of all the cases we went over, there were only 2 cases in which we decided not to indict the individual. 2 cases, and just so you know how many we had, depending on the day, the scheduling, the length of the case, each case ranges from, let's say, from 4 to 9 cases per day. All right? You do get a 1-hour lunch break, 12:30 to 1:30. In addition, there were several times when we had exceptionally long lunch breaks, let's say from 10:30 to 1:30, because the prosecutor for the next case wasn't ready, or a witness hadn't showed up, or something like that. As far as the kind of cases we did get, we got some drug cases, we got some homicides, basically normal stuff in that respect. However, we were assigned to what they call the sex case squad. And when I say sex case crimes, I mean the worst of the worst. I used to hate sex case day. The things we had to hear, the things that are done, are... I won't even discuss them here on camera. I will say this. It was cases of adults doing unspeakable acts to children. And what really screwed me up was every one of the cases involved family members. Not strangers skulking around a park wearing a freaking trench coat, but their own family members. Parents, uncles, cousins, disgusting stuff. And we had to listen to this graphic testimony. And you know, maybe you figure one case, two cases of this, but as quick as they'd bring one folder where to indict these pricks, another folder would be brought in with the same crap, one after the other. The most disgusting, heinous crimes. But anyway, I just thought that you might want to know how the grand jury system works. Driving downtown at rush hour is always trouble. The grand jury convenes from 9 to 4. You do get free parking in the enclosed garage downtown, and they give you a little card to put on your windshield so you can park for free. Other than that, I don't have a lot to say about it. I am now done with grand jury for 3 years, in which case they can call me again after 3 years. They probably will call because they called me 3 years ago for petit jury, and 3 years to the exact month they banged me again for grand jury. So if you guys want to comment on this video below, leave me some comments. Tell me your experiences on jury duty. If you have any questions that I haven't covered, feel free to leave them. And I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.